Hallelujah. Hallelujah. El Hamoshia B'Chayim. Yah. Melech HaOlam. Shuv Lanu. Bebakushaya. Tefatenu. Bigdenu. Tarbutenu. Leshonu. Wakod Debarim HaTobim. Asher Nilkwaku Memenu. Yah. Melech HaOlam. Titing Lanu. Ruach Ne'ima. Wagam King Titing Lanu. Ruach. Tahora Be'eneaka. Tirkatsna. Et B'nei Yisrael. Hayom Im Oka. Ubnei Yisrael. Asher Hem Burut Aleacha. Hallelujah. Amen. Shalom. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth. This particular teaching right here is Hebrew lesson number 18. Beginning conversation in Hebrew. In order, brothers and sisters, to expound upon and get into this for clarity purposes, it is essential that we must go over, for edification purposes, what is referred to as the pronouns, and then we'll continue on in this particular aspect. Let's look at this here. All right? We have I or I am. All right? Said as ani. Now that's for the male or the female. All right? Next we have you or you are. All right? Said as ata when speaking to a male. Then you have you as at when speaking to a female. So far we wanted to point out these first three pronouns, all right? That is ani, ata, and at. I, you or you are masculine, you or you are feminine. All right? So, brothers and sisters, we're going to continue on and show why this aspect of the pronoun situation is important regarding what we're talking about. Let's go on, if we will, okay? And show for edification purposes. We have he or he is, said as who, ended off with an aleph. Okay? She or she is, said as he, also ending off in the aleph. All right? So what we're looking at, brothers and sisters, right here, who means he or he is. She is said in Hebrew as he. All right? So we want to emphasize on these particular ones. I'm going to rewrite them for reasoning purposes. Okay, this may seem a little bit kind of an aspect of a review, so be it. All right? Let's look at this. We have, as you see here, ani. All right? Stating meaning I or I am. Then you have ata. All right? Meaning you or you are. Then you have at. Meaning you or you are when speaking to a female. Now, I want to show something, brothers and sisters. That's why it's important to pay attention from video to video, lesson to lesson, on how this works. Okay? You have another pronoun, which is this here. All right? OT. The definition of OT is me. All right? We just want to show that for reason and purposes. You have another pronoun. All right? You have here Oka, which means you. All right? When speaking to a man. Then you have another pronoun here, All right? Otak, meaning you when speaking to a female. So what is the distinction that we're going over? You have ani, meaning I or I am, as we stated. All right, I'm going to sit there and put this over here. I, you, are masculine. You are feminine. So you wouldn't say in Hebrew, right? Ani ro'eh ata. I see you, and just leave it as such. All right. You would say ani ro'eh okha. All right. You would say ata ro'eh oti, means you see me. So these are the distinctions, real quick, between ani depends on what you're conveying by you, whether you say it before or after the aspect of the verb. All right. So this is what we want to point out in that particular regard. Let's go on to the next part, if you will. All right. Thank you for the time. Now, we're going to go into this particular aspect here. Let's look at this. You have who, okay, which means he or he is, as we stated earlier, right? Then you have another pronoun, which is this here, all right? Oto, which means him. Then you have, as we went over earlier, still nonetheless, right here, he, which means she, right? And another pronoun in regards to that is ota, which means her. So what are we dealing with? Who means he or he is. All right? Then you have he, meaning she or she is. You have the word oto, which means him. Then you have the word ota, which means her. So let's take this verb right here. All right? As we did in the past. All right? We have this one here. QUORAH, which means call, name, or read. All right? Ani means I or I am. Okay? Ani QUORAH oto. I QUORAH ota. I am calling her. He QUORAH oto. She is calling him. Who QUORAH ota. He is calling her. So these are some of the things, and this is why I wanted to start off in the aspect in regards to the pronouns once it comes down to this particular case in Hebrew. All right? So we went over the word QUORAH, where we dealt with what is referred to as the Lamed Aleph verbs. This is, as stated in other times, a presentation being brought to you from the congregation Sh'ma Yisrael. All right? So let's go on and see how this works. Okay? We have this one right here. All right? Anak nu. All right? Which means we or we are. Sometimes some people say it as nachnu. All right? That doesn't change the meaning. Okay? So then we have another pronoun. All right? We have this one here. O tanu, which means us. Okay? So just want to point that out in that regard. Then we got atem, which means you or you, masculine plural. All right? You and P, for those with the collegiate aspect, means masculine plural. All right? And then the other pronoun in regards to that is et. All right? Chem. All right? Et chem means you, masculine plural as well. Now, we want to show for emphasis purposes, whether you're using a plural pronouns or the singular pronouns, the aspect of how it works. Okay? Then we have aten, all right, which means you, feminine plural, all right. Then you have et, ken, okay, which means you, feminine plural. So there's, remember, okay, the verb we used earlier, which is the verb root word QUORAH, to call. All right. Now, if you say that, okay, in the aspect of it in its pluralization, it is said as this. I'm going to write out. All right. QUORAH. All right. Then you have it also as QUORAHT. All right. So now let's look at this right here. Anachnu korim etchem. We are calling you all. That's how that's said. All right. You have it also as atem korim otanu. You all are calling us. All right. Aten korot otanu. You all feminine are calling us. Anachnu korim etken. We are calling you all. We're speaking to nothing but females in that regard. So we're going to go over this in a review, even in this lesson, but I just want you to see how it works in that particular regard. All right. So let's continue on, brothers and sisters and elders included. All right. Into this next particular one for edification purposes, giving honor and praise unto the Most High. All right. We have this here. Him, meaning they are. All right. Which is they is already plural. All right. Then you have the other pronoun to complement it in that regard is o tam, which means them, masculine. All right. Then you have hain, all right, which means they or they are, feminine. All right. And its complement in that regard is o tam, okay, which means them, if you're speaking about aspect of females. So let's take, as we stated, brothers and sisters, this word here, korim, all right, the plural of the word QUORAH in the present tense. All right, then we have its feminine counterpart is QUORAHT. All right, to show you how easy Hebrew is, it's not difficult. Different, yes, difficult, no. Him, korim otan. They are calling them in regards to females. Hein korot otam. They females are calling them in regards to males. Hen korot otan. They females are calling them in regards to females. So this is just something we just want to show for reason and purposes. Now, all right, so you have what we just went over in that particular regard. Now, a person is able to review back, pause it, go back. This is why I keep stating during these teachings, all right, being brought to you out of the congregation here, we're not teaching facts, because the only thing, no offense, one would have to do is just pause it, go back, listen to it, go back after pausing it, and listen to it again. However, when we're doing this, we don't want to sit there and just take, not trying to be funny or anything like that, too much time, when it can just be, once it's uploaded, stop, pause, go back several seconds and listen to it again. All right, so let's go on, if we will, House of Yisrael, and explain this in this particular regard. Let's explain the verb The only one we're going to use tonight, by the way. All right? You have QUORAH. You have QUORAH. You have QUORAH. And you have QUORAYT. All right? So, let's look at this right here. QUORAH, masculine, singular. So that goes with ani, ata, as well as who? You have QUORAH, feminine, singular. All right? All of these mean call, name, read. Okay? All of them hold the same meaning. It's just said by different people, different genders, whether singular or plural. Okay? Masculine singular, feminine singular. Masculine plural, MP, and feminine plural, FP. As stated, if it's a mixed group of males and females and you're addressing all of them, or just not singling the males out, you're speaking of masculine. Now, the other thing we want to point out, brothers and sisters, is this. What we're talking right here is only in its present tense. So let's review this particular aspect in regards to beginning speaking Hebrew. We deal, brothers and sisters, with the present tense first because most people speak and think in the present. All right, a lot of colleges, when they teach Hebrew, they go in the past tense first. No offense intended to any college professor in Hebrew. Much respect to you. However, we want to show that being that most people think and speak in the present tense initially, we want to teach the present tense first. Let's go in that particular regard and see how that particular thing works. All right, ani is, I may say, the most used pronoun, which means I or I am. Ani, QUORAH, oto. Now, if we've been following, we already know that it's saying, I am calling him. All right? Ani QUORAH, ota. I am calling her. Okay? Ani QUORAH, otam. I am calling them. Now, this, as stated, this QUORAH is only for the masculine singular. All right? A female would say this, so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about. All right? Ani, nonetheless, right? Ari, QUORAH. Now, a female saying this, Ani QUORAH oto. She is saying, I am calling him. Ani QUORAH otam. I am calling her. Ani QUORAH otam. I am calling them. Now, this them, be it the male or female saying it, can be applied to mixture of males and females or just males alone. If it's three females and she's only calling those three females and she's speaking in the third person, she would sit there and say, Ani QUORAH otan, with the noon Sophie at the end. This is why it's important to pay attention, to go over, to ask questions concerning this kind of things and what we're talking about for edification purposes. All right, so let's go on, brothers and sisters. I want to state this concerning how the classes are done. It is not set for somebody, and I say this in no disrespect, it is not set for one to sit down only and just watch. Stand up only and just watch. You understand? The way the classes are set, all right, giving thanks and honor unto the Creator and the maker of heaven and earth. It's intended for you to use one of these. This is a pen. I don't have a pencil on me, so I'm showing the pen that I have. All right? So that's something, you use your paper, your pen. If you have any questions, You can sit there and see the minute and the second and ask in the comment board. And when it's seen, if it's addressing in regards to the Hebrew that we're discussing, it will be addressed. I stated before, if somebody is asking like one person, I say no disrespect intended. When we was going over Hebrew, they're asking me, why do I say I'm a Danite? That's not going to be addressed because we're not talking about the identity of the tribes. We're talking about the language the tribes spoke. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Okay, so let's go on, if you will, brothers and sisters, staying in aspect of what we're talking about in this particular regard. Beginner's Hebrew conversation and why the pronouns was important as we stated. Let's look at this here. You have, for instance, anachnu. Korim. We are calling. Now, this here can be said by a mixture of males and females or just males. All right? We are calling Oto. Okay? Him. Ota. Her. Anatnu Korim. We are calling. Oh, ka. Right here. We are calling you. Anatnu Korim Otak. We are calling you. So if I and the lady in my life, if we were speaking to a female, we would say Anatnu Korim Otak. We are calling you. All right. If we were speaking to a male, and this particular male being in the second person, Anatnu Korim Oha. All right. If you're speaking to somebody about something in the third person, Anatnu Korim Oto. We are calling him. Anatnu Korim Ota. We are calling her. So this is something we want to point out for edification purposes. Now, there are more females than males on earth. Hebrew, as Sh'ma Yisrael stated, is the language of gender. So let's go into this and show the importance of that particular aspect. All right? Still anachnu. Now, that can be males and females or all males or all females saying it. All right? Anachnu, but in this particular case, QUORAH. All right? Which in Hebrew means we are calling. All right? We are calling Ot Ha. O Tam. Now, this is female speaking. Anachnu QUORAH. We are calling Ota. We are calling you. So if a mother and her sister is referring to the child of either one of them, and it's a male child, the females will say Anachnu QUORAH Ota. You understand? So that's something we want to point out for edification purposes. Now, getting back, brothers and sisters, into this particular lesson that we are talking about here. Anachnu QUORAH Otam. We are calling, this is still female, plural. Anachnu QUORAH Otam. We are calling them. As we went over before, we're dealing with a certain syllabus in this kind of lessons that we have been redoing in Sh'ma Yisrael. All right, for those who may know, since actually March of 2016, we started the lessons, but some time ago last year, it got ceased. So now we are restarting them with a different format. All right, but nonetheless, here we go. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High. Let's continue in this regard. Anaknu QUORAH otah. By then we should understand what that is, right? We are calling her. All right? Anaknu QUORAH otan. We are calling them. This them is the feminine, plural. All right? So that's something we want to point out for edification purposes. So let's get back, if we will, brothers and sisters, into this particular aspect and into this particular subject matter that we're talking about. We want to emphasize how incorrect it would look. And let's see it incorrectly so we can see what not to do grammatically in Hebrew. All right? Still dealing with the verb only in this lesson. We will only deal with the verb QUORAH, QUORAH, QUORIM, QUORAH. Okay, let's look at it. You will not correctly say, all right? Let's take in this here. QUORAH, masculine singular. You will not correctly say ot, ha, QUORAH. All right? This, brothers and sisters, gets the red X. Okay, so correctly is atah. Okay? QUORAH. All right, this gets the red check mark. So let's understand what we're dealing with. This is you. This is you are. Okta, you. Ata, you or you are. Okta does not mean you are. Okay. Okta belongs to the pronouns that go with me, him, her, us, and them. Ata is part of the list of pronouns that go with I, he, she, we, they. They call him. All right? So this is something we just want to point out, brothers and sisters, for edification purposes. Let's show again the aspect of it incorrect so we can see what not to do. Only dealing with that same verb, by the way. All right? Anachnu QUORAH. This is incorrect grammatically. Anachnu means we are. QUORAH belongs to the class of verbs as feminine singular. So the correct form will be anachnu QUORIM. All right? Or anachnu QUORAH. All right? This is important because we want to understand grammatically correct in Hebrew. And the Tanakh is, I don't like this word, but the Tanakh is laced with it. So this is something, no, what's wrong right here? The Tanakh is filled with it. It's blended with it, if that's even a word. It's a lot of it in there. All right, as far as how the grammar works, especially when you get into the book of Judges, when you get into the book of Samuel, and the book of Kings in the Bible. I want to write that. The book of Judges, right? Samuel and Kings in the Bible. Because why do I emphasize on Judges, Samuel, and Kings? No offense to the Torah, is this. The Torah, in most cases, is straight laws. So you read a lot of ta'aseh, you will do. No ta'aseh, you will not do. All right? Now, in Judges, Samuel, and Kings, you see a lot of conversation between men and men, men and women, women and women, men and men. All right? Children and adults. So a lot of the people's conversation is based on that. All right? One of the people speaking in regards to ancient Hebrew is stated as saying the biblical Hebrew, the vocabulary there will only lead us to the most 8,000 to 10,000 or so words. Whereas when you see words as we went over before for refrigerator, radiator, so forth and so on with modern technology, we already explained how that works grammatically in Hebrew. All right. So this is just something we wanted to point out for edification purposes. Now, let's go, brothers and sisters. I want to state this. This is wrong. All right. The correct, I want it to be seen. Let's be the most high. Is this anachnu korim or anachnu QUORAH. We are calling, we are calling. We, masculine or feminine, she called, no, wrong. So we want to show what is correct. Check, check. This gets the X. All right? Let's show other aspects, brothers and sisters. With the grammar aspect of the what is incorrect, so yet again, we see what not to do. This, what I'm about to write, is an incorrect aspect. Let's look at this. All right? Ka. QUORAH. Incorrect. This one right here gets the X. Okay? So, Oka, as stated, belongs to the pronouns. Though it means you, it belongs to the pronouns of me, him, and her. So you would not use that to the pronouns, saying in the aspect of the beginning of a sentence. So if you were to, you would then in English be saying me call, him call, her call, and so forth. All right? So this is something we just want to point out in that particular regard. Now, let's show how this works. You have, as we want to state, this right here is the most used pronoun, I think, is the word ani, which means I or I am. Sometimes you even find Jacob saying it as anoki, meaning I or I am. Either one is used, but most cases is ani, that's stated. All right? Ani, I or I am. Okay? We have then ani QUORAH. Now you can tell offhand, boom, feminine. I am calling. Etkem or etken. I am calling you all. I am calling you all feminine. Okay, so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about for edification purposes. All right, so the next thing we want to get into, brothers and sisters, in this particular regard, concerning grammar, not so much grammar, but conversation for beginners. All right. Is this so we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about. Intermission. Slow class. Getting back to where we were left off at. We want to show, yet again, correct aspect of speaking Hebrew with the whole grammar situation. Okay, this, as stated over and over, is important. Let's look at this here. Ani, ata, and who. All right? I, you are masculine, you are masculine, and he is. All of these will go with this verb here, as shown before. QUORAH. I am reading. You are calling. He is naming. To read, to call, or to name, that is the meaning of that particular verb right there. And we saw this word here in the past. Sefer, which means book, right? Ani QUORAH sefer. I am reading a book. Ata QUORAH sefer. You are reading a book. Who QUORAH sefer. He is reading a book. So there's a distinction we just want to show, yet the similarity. I, you are, he is. QUORAH, present tense of the verb QUORAH. QUORAH, as stated, meaning to what? Read, name, or call. Let's look at this here. You have ani, one more time. All right? Ani, at. And then you have he. All right? So let's look at this particular one right here. QUORAH. Right? Female saying, Ani QUORAH sefer. I am reading a book. At QUORAH sefer. You are reading a book. He QUORAH sefer. She is reading a book. All right? So this is how that particular thing works in that particular regard. Still keeping that same word, sefer, meaning book. Okay? Let's go on. You have anachnu, atem, and hein. All right? Qorim. Anachnu, qorim sefer. We are reading a book. Atem, qorim sefer. You all are reading a book. Hem, qorim sefer. They are reading a book. So let's understand, brothers and sisters, that you have the aspect, as shown earlier, with the verbs even in singular and plural usage. Okay, so now you have, all right, anachnu, aten, and hein. All right, then you have QUORAH. All right, anachnu QUORAH sefer. We. Now this one right here, because of this, you know you're only speaking in regards in females. And we are reading. This is only females because of the ot, plural aspect, feminine, plural. Anachnu QUORAH sefer. Aten QUORAH sefer. Hein quote, say fair. This is the beginning aspect of knowing how to have conversation in Hebrew. Now, the same actual thing will apply if the word was this in the noun. Not the pronoun, but the noun. Say fair, book. Sefarim, books. All right? Dabar, word. Debarim, things or words. Book, books. Word, words. Some new vocabulary. All right? Book, books, word, words. Sefer, sefarim, dabar, debarim. Okay, so that way you can gain some understanding for edification purposes. The next thing, brothers and sisters, in regards to beginner's Hebrew conversation is this. Remember we said we're only going to deal with the verb QUORAH in that particular aspect, right? Let's only stay with that one. But let's go and only deal with it in the past tense in 2 words in the past tense. All right? QUORAH, which is its initial root, and QUORAH. Now, the literal meaning of QUORAH is he called. You see that in the book of Leviticus. And QUORAH means she called. All right? So let's look at this. Take note, brothers and sisters, of what we're dealing with. QUORAH and QUORAH. If you remember distinctly, the shawah joins it with the sound beforehand, and you continue reading. That rule does not stop. Okay, so we can gain that for edification purposes. Let's look at this, brothers and sisters, right here. Right? Who QUORAH means he literally called. He called. Now, when you're dealing as stated with Hebrew with the past tense, you may or may not need the particular pronoun. But for this class, we're going to use it. It doesn't hurt to use it. Okay? But we want to help. So we're using it. Now, who QUORAH? He called. Past tense. Right? Oto. He called him. Who QUORAH Oto. Who QUORAH Ota. He called her. Hebrew, we keep saying, brothers and sisters, and elders included, is easy. Once you know the pattern of something, it becomes easy. It is different. It is not difficult. We want to point this out. Different, always different. But it is not difficult. Anybody who says it's bored, it's difficult, you may as well press stop. Get your pillow at 9:48 tonight and go on to sleep, because you already defeated yourself before we started. All right? If you have any questions, it's not a problem if we're dealing with the lesson. If the questions is related to the lesson, to go over it. All right? And Sh'ma Yisrael here, we started late last year the whole class over again from lesson 1 with Aleph and Bet. So it's nothing in the house of Yisrael to be redundant. It's nothing in the house of Yisrael to be repetitive. The book of Deuteronomy means repetition. So certain laws are repeated. So why not have certain lessons that may need to be repeated for edification purposes? So let's understand what we're talking about. Grammatically, you can't say he called him. He called her. Who? QUORAH. Otam. Them. Who? Otam. Okay? So that's something we want to point out for reason and purposes. Now, let's look at this right here and pay attention to the only thing that I'm changing. I drop out the wow in this here and put a yo. Okay. Now we have QUORAH. He QUORAH. She called. As we went on. He called her because she wanted to say to her to see her in the morning. He QUORAH oto. She called him. He Zaraka. She needs see him about important matter. We want to show how easy Hebrew is for edification purposes. It's not difficult. You understand? These have to be brought to you free of charge. You can put this, but there's nothing wrong with having something and using it for an advantage. Nothing wrong whatsoever with that. And your thought. The thought is use brothers and sisters. We're using the community. We can sit there and use one another to get information out. The problem is app using. See, let me show you what I'm talking about for reason and purposes. See, there's normal and abnormal. There's use or use, and then there's abuse, which is abuse. But in the European thought, ain't nobody gonna use me. And then we wonder why we don't progress, because we feel can't nobody use me, because we don't know the difference between use and abuse. Like many may not see the difference between the European society. It is abnormal to have to tell a child to look down to know your gender. That's something that should be normal. But it's abnormal because of the society that you gotta sit there and make sure the gender roles are right. Structure gets back. We have a long way to go back home. So this is something we just want to point out for edification purposes, brothers and sisters. There's nothing wrong. I don't have a problem, not to be haughty, with the understanding of being used to indicate da'at, lakah, lishmor, you understand? You're supposed to, you understand? And this is what we want to express here in part in the congregation. So, getting back into this particular aspect right here, we have in closing out. This particular one. Him. See the difference? This goes at the end of a sentence. This goes at the beginning of a sentence. All right? Hu ro'eh oto. Hu koreh oto. He is calling him. We have a review in closing out. He meaning she. And ota. And her. All right? So hopefully this kind of breakdown is for used purposes and understood purposes. I'm going to, in the description of this video, post a video in regards to the pronouns in more depth. You must understand the pronouns in order to understand basic conversational Hebrew, because you got to know when you're talking about yourself, another person, or to a person. And that becomes very important. You got to know the distinction between its masculine and the feminine. That too becomes important. So we already went over those particular things. So we're going to close out now, brothers and sisters. The number to reach me if interested, 908 587 4841. You can text or call. All right? Email KASHUBHUT@gmail.com. All right? For those interested in the books that are online, this one here, Egypt Talking Writing, been advertising this a little over a year, still available online for $20. This one here, available for this month for $15. Get the Point, Black and History in it this month. All right, and this one here, which I think is my Old Testament Hebrews Respond. I want to give a shout out and due respect and honor to the Most High for the person in my life who actually is responsible on a human level for this book coming out. This is the most controversial book that I have written. It describes in detail why we are, as many people say, non-messianic. Because for those who know, I wasn't going to release that book. But it was said that I should, and reasons stated as to why I should, so that way it can be noted for edification purposes. And as stated in the title, no disrespect intended. All right? So, brothers and sisters, as stated, it can be contacted at this number here, 908-587-4841, or KASHUBHUT@gmail.com. And let's close out. All right? Atah, who? You are he. Einenu yikolin la'asot li'okha. We are unable to do anything without you. Ki atah hagorei wa atah hagomer. For you are the cause and you are the completion. Atah melech, you are king. Wa'ein yoshev etzel onka etzlaka. And there is none that sits next unto thee. Yahweh melech ha'olam. Yah, king of the universe. Titain bebakusha. will you give, please, El Libotenu, to our hearts, El Makshabotenu, to our thoughts, Ruach Ne'ima, a pleasant spirit, Ruach Kazakwa, a strong spirit, Ruach Tahora, a clean spirit, Ki Ata Ha Gore, for you are the cause. Ein Etzlaka, Ein Milbad Okka, Ein Shawelaka, Ein Kimoka, Bashamayim or Ba'aretz, Ein Kimoka, Bamayim, Mitakat La'aretz, Lamei Bebafusha, teach, please, Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, Hamuban Dibre Toroka, even the understanding of the words of your Lord. Salach lanu na Yahovah Eloheinu. Forgive us, please, O Yah, our God. Ki anachnu halachnu b'mirba, for we have walked in dishonest before thee. Yehovah Eloheinu, where Elohei Avoteinu, Yah, our God and God of our fathers. Shuv lanu et kamuka b'chayenu. Return unto us even your compassion in our lives. Shuv lanu naya. Return to us even our family structure. Shuv lanu et anshe kazak b'Yisrael. Even the strong men in the house of Israel. Vadam Cain na Yehovah. Neshe chakbot b'Yisrael. Even the women of wisdom in the house of Israel. Shu lanu bebach washat. Et le basara velo le zadona. Even a heart of flesh and not the heart of arrogance, O Yah. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Shalom.